Hello, May Flom here, and I have been downloading some of the frozen files that are available for purchase for the Scan and Cut. And you can see here, I've got Elsa all weeded and ready to go in a beautiful aqua glitter. And I'm going to make some snowflakes. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So here I have my mat and I have some heat transfer vinyl. Now remember, the heat transfer vinyl, you want the shiny side down. And the reason is because when we cut, we're going to cut that material, whether it's matte finish, glossy, glitter, doesn't matter. We're going to cut it with the Scan and Cut and use the Scan and Cut's half cut feature so that we can cut the material but not the transfer sheet. And this allows us to be able to move our items around. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned before, I have downloaded, and here they are on my USB stick. I have it labeled Scan and Cut. All my Scan and Cut files that I have are on there, and I just loaded it. You can see over here it's dangling in the side of the machine. And I'm going to pick up my stylus, and the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and load my mat. Now I'm working on the SDX225 ScanNCutDX model. This will work on any ScanNCutDX model that you might have. And then once we've got that, we're going to go to retrieve data from the USB drive. And I have all kinds of fun things in here. I'm going all the way down to the end because I'm pretty sure this one was pretty close to the end that I'm looking for. There we go. So there is Elsa. And then there are a bunch of different snowflakes. And I'm going to, that's 4021. I'm going back in retrieve data and heading back in where I was. So that was 4021. 4022 is the other. And I'm just selecting one of each. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the edit screen. I'm going to do a couple of things. I can resize it, but actually first I'm going to increase the number. And then I'm going to, and that might be too many, but that's okay. And then I'm going to resize so that some of them are quite small and some of them are bigger. I want a variety. And what I'm going to do here is fill up, and I'm just doing one size and then I'll do the other. Excuse me, one design and then the other. So once I'm happy with that, and I think that looks pretty good. This one, maybe we could go a little smaller. Once I'm happy with what I have here, and I can organize these now, I can organize these later. It's really a personal preference. I'll select the other one, and again, get a number of them going, and then again make it so that some of them are quite small and some of them are bigger. This will just help have a nice variety here, and I can mix these in. What I like to do though is just kind of how you saw how I put some on, and then, or at least I'm working one side to the other so I know which ones I have worked with and which ones I want to change up or do more with. There we go. One more, a little down. That should be good. Now what I'll do is say, okay, so now I have 12 snowflakes. And just a tip here, we're going to go here, and I'm going to go ahead and just push this button to scan my mat in so it'll show me where my material is. And just one of the ways I like to use the scanner, that way I know if it's working, if it's going to need to be adjusted, and we'll be sure that everything's going to cut. Now, I am not going to move this around. And what I mean by that is I am going to move this to make sure it fits on my material. That's very important. But I'm not going to, once I cut this out, I'm going to leave it. And why? Because I'm going to cut out of a different material more snowflakes. And so if I am going to use these same designs, which I am, I don't want to have to redo everything. So I'm just going to leave everybody where they are and then put new material on and cut a second sheet. That's really, really handy to batch process. So once everybody is there and we like how everybody is fitting, we go in and select cut. Whoops, I accidentally pushed the home button. Go in and push cut. You can see the half cut here, it says on. If it's not, you just push this button and select half cut on and start. Once it is done, you can peel this off, and then what you are going to do is you're going to want to weed your vinyl. A pick tool is really helpful here. I am just kind of getting it started here with my fingers, but a pick tool is really going to help. But you can see, essentially weeding, what we mean is just removing everything that you don't want to iron on, so that all you're left with is the patterns that you do want to iron on. Now, I did mention how I was going to want to have more of these designs in a different color. So I am placing that material down, and I'm going to repeat the process. Now, what I am going to do up here is we're just going to click OK, and then I am actually going to go back and rescan just to make sure that I have the material slightly smaller than the full width of the mat. So, and I didn't put it all the way up to the top. So I want to make sure where my material is that it still works, that everything is still in alignment and going to be just fine, which I suspect it is, but we'll just make sure. Okay, so I can see here actually this little guy is a little high towards the top, so maybe I'll put one of the smaller ones up here and put this larger one down, and I think that will be a little better fit there. But otherwise, everybody else looks good. I'm seeing edges all around. So you can do that to double check. And then again, same process with any other patterns you would like to cut as well. And let the ScanNCut cut this out for you. For your final step, you're going to organize everything how you would like it. Now you might notice I have things cut apart. So what I'm doing now is, and I'm working on a thick felt piece here that'll help me with the actual pressing of my shirt here. And I am working on a shirt. You could do this on anything. So what I do is just cut apart the snowflakes, and then you can see how beautiful they are. I love these designs. So I'm just placing everybody where I might want them. Okay, I'm kind of thinking some snowflakes going down, and then I'm also thinking maybe some snowflakes up here on this shoulder. And you're just going to place everything where you want it. And then once you're happy with everything, then what you can do is cover. So we're going to actually, once you kind of get happy with where everything is, I actually like to remove everything except whatever is going to be my first design. In this case, it's probably going to be Elsa here. And then I have my fabric and I have my iron set to hot without steam. And I'm just going to press. Now, if my area is too large for my fabric cover, well, in this case it's not, but if it is, all you would do is do the pressing and then move it and press again. And then once this is heat set, peel it off and repeat with all of the pieces. You're free to use and wear your shirt once everything is on. You can see here, I've got lots and lots of little snowflakes. Now all I have is a needle and thread and some beads. And you can see here along the edge, I'm just adding some hand beading here. You don't have to do that, but if you want to add anything else to your design, maybe some beads within the snowflakes or anything else at all, you're certainly welcome to. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial.